Greetings everyone and welcome to Dave Daring Blitz. Next update is going to be introducing balance changes to tier 9 tanks, and they are giving a buff to one of my favorite tier 9 tanks, the TL7 120, but we're going to get to that in a little bit. Should be a fun stream tonight, doing something a little different than the norm of just playing tanks with the updates that are coming out. I think it's going to be fun to look at some of the changes that are upcoming, what I think about them, and playing these tanks before the update. I don't know if we're going to be able to get to all of the tanks, getting to play them, but we will see what we get through in the next couple days, because the update, let's see, the update comes out really soon here. I think it's when does it come out? Does it come out tomorrow? Oh, January 24th. So yeah, this is the last time. This is the last time we're going to be able to play these tanks in this state. So let's have a look here. First tank, the AMX 50 Bosch, a tank that I don't have. So we'll see just what we have here, what I think just from fighting the tank. I've fought it many a time, but haven't actually played it myself. It's one of the tanks that I have to get this year. That grinding that line. The AMX 50 Foch, it's increasing hold traverse speed by not even 1 degree per second, but any tank that has no turret, if it's able to turn that little bit faster, that's definitely going to. So, goes up a tiny bit. Shell velocity has been reduced, so that's a nerf. And its 120mm gun aim time was decreased, so that's pretty significant by 0.5 seconds. And the reload time is reduced by basically a second as well, so the overall gun is getting better. So seems like just overall a slight buff to the Bosch. Char Future 4, man, this is definitely a tank where I'm actually really excited for this one. I do have that tank, Char Future 4. It's getting adaptive concealment. So just to show what that is, adaptive concealment, I know that a tank that has that is the Chinese medium tank, the 121B. If we look at its characteristics here, adaptive concealment lets your tank become invisible more quickly in 7 seconds instead of 10. That's huge, especially for a light tank. And when you're spotted by an opponent, a red eye appears above them. So you know who is spotting you and who to get out of spotting range from. And it even helps you with tracer shells being able to be hidden in 17 seconds instead of 20. So that's going to be huge for this Char Future 4 tank. I'm really excited to see that. It's already a solid vehicle as things stand today. It's also getting heavier, so that's going to affect its mobility a tiny bit. And its view range is increasing by 5 meters, but still, this thing is just going to be crazy. The current view range of the Char Future 4 is not the greatest. Oh, okay, this is a medium tank. It just feels like more of a light tank. I don't know. View range this is saying the view range is 296 with without the improved optics on, I guess is what that's saying. So view range is definitely getting a little bit better. So Anyway, exciting stuff for the adaptive concealment. That's the main thing that I'm excited about. So, because I'm not sure how many tanks that we are going to get through tonight, we may just start with a battle in the Char Future 4 and continue our way down the line. There's a couple of tanks that I for sure want to do a battle in, so we'll be sure to talk about those. But anyways, let's get a battle in the Char Future 4 while we are continuing to talk about this. The next tank, I actually have the WZ-114, so I do want to play that one. So we'll talk about that one after this battle. Alright, here we go. First battle here. Char Future 4. 7-second reload. And what I really like about the tank is that it doesn't really have much of any turret. Wow, that's why you don't drive backwards. Drive forwards while looking backwards. Doesn't have a turret above the gun, so like there's not a lot of. Oh, hold on, my iPad is not sending audio. Let me change that. Sorry about that. Here we go. Regaining my bearings. Anyway, I was saying, because it doesn't have a turret on top of the gun, it's just super nice to barely poke that over a hill, but obviously I'm not on any sort of hill right now. Thankfully, tracked that guy. Hopefully our 57 Heavy will hit this guy. But thankfully, he did not shoot me. Tracked him again, no damage, that's unfortunate. I barely got that. Let's see if we can hit one on this Amex or Leopard. Not right now. Why am I getting notifications? Let's see if we can sneak on this 57. Nice. See, this just feels like a light tank. He snapped that. Alright, so he missed that last one. Oh, that wasn't his last one. Alright, we're gonna go with our 92 E1. Hopefully he can get a shot on the 57. Need this dude to attack. 57. Wow. Imagine the adaptive concealment right here. I would be able to pull out somewhere much faster. 2 T-57 heavies, that's my problem. Alright, well, thought I was keeping those guys distracted, but our team did not do super great. I didn't do super great early battle either, but anyway, that's the Char Future 4. Didn't really get to see its full potential there, that game, but we have to talk about other tanks first before we go back and like replay anything. WZ-114. Aiming time increased from 4.3 to 4.4. Really, that's not going to be noticeable because who waits to aim in all the way anyway? So I guess it's just the rate of aim time is going to be slower. So that is going to be a bit of a bummer, especially for a tank that already suffers from aim. But its gun reload is getting reduced by just about 0.2 seconds, so that's nice. Average penetration was decreased from like 254 to 252, so like I don't even know why that was happening. It was like was calibrated shells going to 267. They wanted odd. They want an odd number, like a nicer number for the armor piercing, 265 instead of 267. I don't really know. And heat from 310 to 308, which would mean I don't know. They just want numbers increment by 5. Whatever. And then the engine power was increased from 470 to 495. Now, that seems like a decent amount. Let's see what this does. Engine power. Well, the thing is, I have provisions on. So if I take off this and take off the engine accelerator, and then okay, what is said on here doesn't seem to totally line up with what's in the game. So, but right now I have the improved fuel on because it just feels so slow. And so this improved fuel 10% is adding 47 horsepower of engine power to the tank. And this update here is changing this by 25. So what is, so like 25 versus 47, so like an extra 5% to the engine power, a little bit less than that, like, I don't know. You got me. So it'll be a slightly faster, slightly better reload time, aim time worse, but I don't really think that's really doing anything. And then slight penetration decrease. I think it's gonna be an overall buff, just because anything faster on a super slow tank is gonna be good, and just the only thing that's changing is the aim time. So let's do a battle in the WZ-114. I actually did a full, actually we don't need to play this tank before, because I had a earlier stream of the WZ-114 and it was just dominating that night. So that was quite the cool. The tank hits hard, so, and it just has a good rounded turret. I talked all about it, so it seems like it's going to be getting a buff, so we'll definitely play that after the update comes. European Nation, the 50 TP prototype. I don't know why this thing needed a buff. And it's the collector tank. It's got tungsten shells already. It's getting 50 more hit points. A lot of these tanks are getting 50 more hit points, which is weird. Is that because the improved assembly will just be better? I don't know. I have enhanced armor on this guy to make the troll armor even more troll. Aim time was decreased from 5 seconds to 4.7. I didn't feel like this thing had that bad of a gun, but its dispersion is decreasing. So that's better. Lower the number, the better for dispersion. So it's just getting an even better gun than it already has. It's not going to be quite as fast going forward, but it's not changing acceleration or anything. So this just seems like a buff to already a strong tank. So that's going to be interesting. So we're going to load up that guy for this next battle. Let's see how things go. Typically this map will go A side unless it's really good team coordination and like their supremacy, and you want to cap some bases and whatnot. Unfortunately, our BC, I say unfortunately a lot, that's what I realized when talking in these live streams. So, pardon me as I try to increase the number of words I say to describe an unfortunate situation. Okay, if I'm spotted like that, I feel like someone's gonna be in that TD bush. Oh, or that BC. I mean, look at that. I was just backing up and boom, snapped a shot on the BC. Is this 60 just out in the open here? Yeah, what is going on with this guy? I should not have used my tungsten shells. Right then, I could have saved it for now. So this is looking really good for us already. But there's 60 TP. I don't know what was going on with him. Let's see if we can hit this E100. Nice shot there. I'm gonna go behind these tanks. Hit one on the Badger, maybe. No. And just make sure none of these tanks can get out of here. Go to HE. Nice, 595. So my aiming is just gonna get better for that kind of a quick shot. Who is behind me? Right, he's got that on. Okay. So this thing is already just super strong and it's gonna get better. I don't get it. Were people doing bad in this tank? Surely not. I mean, I have not looked at the stats. Going after this Badger now. Doesn't really matter. He can't do anything even if he hits us. And back up. Nice. Not even gonna repair. Because he's gonna be gone before my gun reloads. So, yeah, again, this tank is just gonna get better. Dispersion, less dispersion. And I don't know why they use like increased and decreased for a lot of this, but then reduced. Why not use the same term for each direction of the stat if it's increasing or decreasing? Like, I don't know. Anyway, we no effort battle, just 3K. I mean, it's also the team and that 60 TP doing nothing, but yeah, this thing is insane. All right, the next tank is the Skoda T50. It's getting better. Aim time. Did I have this screen up the entire battle? I'm sorry. Hey, Larry the Turtle on YouTube. Hey, what's up? Going over tier 9 changes that are coming tomorrow and playing some tanks before that happens, so. Talking about the Skoda T50 right now, it's getting aiming time decreased, so by 0.3. So that's better. Dispersion is getting better. For the top gun, the magazine reload time was increased, so you have to wait more than a second longer. A minute. Sorry, not a minute. 1.0 something seconds longer for the whole reload. But the between shells goes from 2.5 to 2.1, so this thing is just getting more rapid fire. So maximum reverse speed was decreased, so that's definitely a nerf, down to 17 instead of 20. But the engine power and stuff like that, acceleration is not changing, so I don't feel like that's going to be too big of an issue because you're not totally getting to 17 kilometers per hour in this tank. You're more backing into cover and then turning your tank around to go go somewhere else while you're waiting for your 18-second reload. So this thing is just getting better. So this will be interesting to see here. I wonder what the time for the tier 10 between shells. I don't remember that offhand. Okay, so the TVP time before next shell is 1.8. So it's getting closer to what the tier 10 has. So right now you can see it's 2.5 and it's going to be 2.1, and then the tier 10 is 1.8. So just overall better. It'll be able to hold its own a little bit more against tier 10 tanks and dominate more in tier 8. Well, I say dominate more, but will it actually? Let's see, I have some heavies coming up here. I don't know if this glacier is going to actually poke this. Okay, looks like he is. I would have been able to get those shells out much better in the next update. I rarely play this vehicle, honestly. I used a lot of free XP to get past the tank out. Okay, so that's the only tedious. I don't really think there's going to be another tank back here. Let me try to finish off this glacier and then get behind the tank destroyer. Oh, wow. Using the speed to get into cover. I was not expecting that bounce on that ramp that I hit there. Okay, Action X is just waiting for me. Okay, he's not even waiting for me, he's charging me. Alright, I don't really care if he hits me one more time. He's gonna have to run into... Okay, hit me twice. He's just full sending it. I'm gonna have to be careful now about not dying. Those guys will finish off the action. I should use my shells in the core of the battle going on here. One shell. Wow, 325. 2 shells. No! Keep moving. You don't really feel the long reload in this tank because it's got 3 shells. And you're just chilling. Oh, what was that? Okay, here's some heat. So I did get quite a few bounces, but I'm pretty sure I have calibrated shells on. Right, where is this Chimera? He might try to go for the kill shot there. How? Nice. So, definitely a couple situations where I would have liked that faster output for sure. Who wouldn't want faster output of those shells? So, if I didn't ricochet, a couple of those shots would have gone past 3K. But, is what it is. So, that's the Skoda. And check out the armor adjustment that it's getting. It's getting weaker, just like the TVP got weaker the previous update. I mean, it's not. The rear is just gonna be anything can use high explosive shells. So definitely be careful. But I mean, you always kind of are careful in this tank anyway, having to poke to dump all your shells. You're not wanting to stay poked for long, and just be very careful about trying to run away from tanks that are spotting you. Alright, next one, Type 68. I don't have this tank. I have to get that this year also. But it's just getting flat better. Getting better average damage by 20 or 15 on the high explosive all around, so that's really good. 420. The whole traverse speed is increased, so it's going to be able to rotate faster. Slight adjustment, but it's still going to be useful. And the forward speed is decreasing. That's interesting. I mean, you're not totally going 40 a ton except for the early game using that max forward speed, so you're going to feel it a little bit, but not in the heat of battle. You're not going to see anything different. You're not just going to, I don't know. It is a bummer to lose the speed though, but I always felt like the types tanks were just a little too fast, so at least fighting them. It's like this big armored troll armored tank is like keeping up. I didn't like that. No. Fortunately, we can't play that tank, but moving on to the regressor. I don't think I'm going to play this tank because it was I'm not going to play this tank right now, but I do have it. But it's getting, let's see, slightly more hit points. Aiming time increase, so it's increasing by 0.5 seconds, so it's actually a bit, quite a nerf there, but it has the, I don't want to mess up the name, so I have to specify correctly. It's got the combat stabilization, so the aim time, you're not going to be able to get to that maxed in zoom spot and keep it for that long, but if you are just rocking your tank back and forth, you're not going to be worried about your aim time. Dispersion was decreased, so the gun is just in general aiming better. Oh, sorry, the dispersion is better, the aim time is not better, so I think overall the gun is getting worse. The maximum reverse speed is decreased all the way down to 14. You're gonna really feel that. Wow. I don't know, I think the regressor is just getting a nerf, so maybe I actually should play this tank. This is the last time it's gonna be like this. Yeah, let's do it, let's do it. The regressor. I don't know, because the tank is pretty strong right now. To me, it's like a faster version of the tank, of the TP tank that we just were. A heavy tank. Two battles ago. The reverse speed was just insane. But at least the forward speed is not, it's not changing, right? Yeah, this thing just like aims and shoots. It's crazy good. Right, none of our STB1, you've got 11 degrees of gun depression. Maybe come over here. Okay, he is. I don't know if that's because of what I said or if that was his plan all along. I'm gonna take a bit of an aggressive position over here where TVP is over there. That minnow nice for a 468, just able to snap that so fast. Is the middle gonna up over here? Alright, I did not think I was going to hit that, but all I'm wanting to do right now is turn some tanks around. Now here's where you're gonna see that -20 reverse speed just being so good. Oh, that was unfortunate. Good, he finished him off. Oh no. Yeah, I knew the T-30, so that was a little bit bad on my part. I thought STV-1 and Object 777 were someone was gonna be pushing into over here. But yeah, really nice reverse speed that we got to see there. Just unfortunate that the T-30 was not challenged in hitting me twice. Maybe I should have driven forward. I don't know, then that BK would have hit me. Anyways, definitely went a little too far on that. But yeah, you're not gonna be able to play it. So, I mean, maybe the -20 will help me play the tank better. Let's put it that way, knowing that I can't go -20. Alright, next one, T-55A. I don't have this tank. Gun depression is getting a degree better from 5 to 6. I'm sure everyone who has a tank is going to be happy about that. Gun reload is getting better. I think this was a tank that was kind of shadow buffed. Sorry, wow, I said it right the first time. Shadow nerfed in the years because it was T-55A was one of the earlier premium and collector Tier 9 tanks in the game. And now it's becoming a collector. That's funny. So it's just overall getting better, especially on the turret there. Whoops! I hit the forward button. So yeah, really cool to see this tank being shown that it's seen. It would be interesting to see that probably be played more because just the turret armor was so weak before relative to other tanks. I would like it. Alright, this next one, I'm not even gonna play this tank because nothing even happened to Object 752. It's getting more HP and it's got 2 shells in its magazine. And you're waiting 0.9 seconds longer. 0.0, so not 0.9, sorry, 0.09 seconds longer. Like, what? You needed like an armor profile change. Maybe it needs PBR. Does it already have PBR? I don't even know what tanks do and don't. Unless I look at it, let's see. USSR Object 7, but I feel like it has PBR already. It just yeah. How about we make one of the most broken tanks better? No one's gonna notice the 0.09 second longer 0.09, so it's like it's not even, it's 1/10 of a second longer reload. The number on the screen just made change by 1 decimal. Wow. Okay, so there's not going to be any changes for that tank, so I'm not even going to play that one. Object 452K. That's this tank here. Dispersion is being decreased. So from 0.37 forward to 0.36. So its gun is getting a little bit better. But its view range is decreasing. I don't even know what is or isn't a good view range for a heavy tank. It's not really meant for spotting, but I'm sure the dispersion is going to be nice. So the overall aim circle is going to be starting out smaller. Don't know if really that's going to be something to really play to see the difference. T-54 is getting nerfed. Vehicle's weight is decreasing, so it might be getting a little bit faster, just a tiny bit. You're not really going to notice too much, but the turret is getting stronger, which was already strong, but the upper plate is getting nerfed a bit, so that's going to make it worse against medium tanks. In the T-54, we're kind of like using that armor as for troll bounces and just wiggling and stuff and making it difficult for tanks to penetrate. And that armor difference is gonna affect peeking over ridges and stuff. Because before it would be red just due to the angling of the upper plate. Now it'll be penable sooner. So that's interesting. But the T-54 is just really strong. I wonder how much faster, if any, it'll get like acceleration wise from the weight. Doesn't really seem like, I mean, this is tiny numbers. So top used to be 34.9 tons, now it'll be 31. So it may feel a little bit quicker. Now you're going to be relying more on your turret than your ult. Let's play that tank, T-54. This was one of the early tanks that had legendary camo available. Let's see how this thing does. That's the only thing that's changing about it. And I didn't really feel like anything with the Object 452K was going to be worth seeing as a comparison. So next one, IS-8, that's going to be real interesting. Alright. Let's see what we got here. Alright, he's taking the top side, that's good. I'm gonna take this spot over here. No medium tanks yet? Defender Mark 1. Might be able to hit him here. Oh, I was robbed. RH, not looking. There's 360. Took 2 hits from the defender. RH is really looking at us. He just got bonked by our T-92, which is good. Our Scorpion is really hurting. I want to clear out the RH though. Oh wow. I should have remembered that the Foch was there. This is bad. Real bad. Thankfully their 54 kind of messed up there. Thankfully it finished off that tank. Might be able to get a troll bounce now with J Panther got us, but we were able to keep things tight long enough for our team to now just steamroll the rest of this battle there. Props to our Scorpion who stayed alive and put out last couple few shots into enemy tanks. Alright, Next tank, the IS-8. Durability is going up. The weight is going up, so it might be a little bit slower acceleration-wise, but I mean, it's only changing by one. Oh, it's changing by 7 tons, but again, it's a heavy tank. Forward and reverse speed was decreased, whoa, from 45 to 41, and then from 15 to 13. So this thing is... Part of what was nice about the IS-8 was its speed, so I don't know how I feel about these changes so far. Oh, but it's getting... Oh, its durability is not going up by 50, it's going up by 200, so that's significant. Traverse speed is decreased, it's overall getting slower, more hit points. View range decreased by 5 meters, who cares? But here's the interesting thing, armor adjustment. Going crazy. Crazy better. From 60 to 68, 120 to 132, and then on the sides 80 to 92. So gonna be way better at side scraping. So it's gonna be more of a hunkered down heavy than a speedy heavy. Let's see just how speedy this thing is by playing a battle on it. And then there's a bunch more changes, but I'm not going to be able to play through all of these tonight given the time that we have, but after this one we will go over the TL7 120 to end it out, because I definitely want to talk about that tank as it's one of my favorite tier 9s right now. I don't know, probably always will be, just because it's a small tank. Wow, this queue. Longest queue. It does not want us to play the IS-8. So while we're waiting, let's look at this. Let's compare this here to the... Oh, it's already here. I was gonna say to the IS-7. What is its speed look like? Speed forward is 42. So it's actually getting more in line with the IS-7. And backward is 15. So it's just gonna be just a little bit slower than that. So alright, let's see how we do. So like the speediness is something I'm definitely going to miss, but I guess it kind of makes sense making it more like the IS-7. Okay, I'm gonna wait. I don't want to get sniped by 3 TDs. Okay, here's the tank coming. I saw the tree fall. Nice bounce. No, it wasn't a bounce down, it was a trap shot. Let's put on tungsten 545 into the T49. I don't know, the reverse speed is just super nice. I like speedy tanks. You can just go like... Oh, I snapped. Gun depression got me there. I thought maybe I could hit that. I want to hit... Can't hit anybody. Let me go more left. T30, you need to back up. Don't just die for nothing, please, 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 please. I want to hit this cron wave with AG. Oh, this is where gun depression on these Soviet heavies is not going to be great. Alright, our BC is finally doing something. Probably could have tried to snap that. Alright, well, our team is doing really good here. Nice 453. I don't know. It's just gonna be slower, so we'll see. We'll see what the armor looks like. I feel like that's gonna be key to this tank. We still have all of their TDs alive. Okay, there's the J Panther. Keep coming. Nice 420. I don't think I was spotted from that. I was not. Put on adrenaline, see if I can hit this WT. Ah, unfortunate. Land on the Conway. Yes, let's go, let's go, let's go. Yes! That's what we like to see. What? I hit his gun. I didn't take my time aiming. I was too excited. Oh, the smoke of that from his gun made me miss the shot. I was not playing good. There we go, 45. Might have been able to get a bounce there with the new armor profile. We'll just be able to base hug potentially. That's going to be really interesting to see. So definitely use a lot of speed on that game. So we'll see how things look in the next update. Definitely should have pulled out 3K on that with a couple of other shots onto the IS-6 and the one that we missed on the WT. It's alright though. Alright, for the last tank today, TL7 120. Durability is going up by 50 hit points. What is with the durability up by 50? On a lot of tanks, but IS-8 gets extra 200. A couple other of these heavies get up 50, and even I think a light tank, UK, yeah, cruiser goes up by 50 hit points. Like I don't get it. Whatever. It's nice to see some more hit points. Power to weight is decreased from 14.9 to 14.5. This vehicle already has good power to weight for what it has. Let's see. Which I think it should because it's a small tank for a heavy. Alright, where is power to weight? So it's already the best at 16. Right now, 16 point. Oh, this is effective power to weight. So it's already the best. So I feel like it's not going to be huge to go down that little bit, especially with the next thing's improved engine power boost consumables. So it's going to get the flaming engine consumables, which is going to... I really wish that the tank got better reverse speed overall, because it's just so slow right now. What is its reverse speed? Its reverse speed is 10. It's the worst reversing heavy in tier 9. Like, it's so bad. I feel like if it was 13, I mean, I think for the size it should be 15 reverse speed. It should be more of a mobile heavy, in my opinion. But it's gonna get the improved engine power boost, so that's gonna be super nice, especially when you're trying to go backwards. So we're going to see how this vehicle plays once the update comes out. You know I'm going to be playing. It's one of my favorite tanks right now in tier 9. The DPM is just really good, and the gun is just hits where you want it to for the most part. So I'm gonna be hiding. This is not the best side for this tank. And look at this reverse speed, so slow. I'm gonna pull up. What? Oh, he stopped moving. No way. Dude, why did you do that? Dude, fall back a little bit. You're too far forward. I got the left side. I need the shark to come up. Wow. Got a nice bounce from the Conway here. But wow, 500, that's a max roll. Anything I can do to help our medium tanks? I don't think so. I'm gonna attack this Conway here. Nice 427. Our BC did a nice sneak around this guy. Just pulled that out. Put on our adrenaline here. Nice, another max roll 500. Gonna hit one into this VK before I finish off the WT.
Enemy is hit.
And the heat shells on this thing are insanely good. Here's where I would put on speed boost to just try to attack this AMX and stay away from him. Not that I even need it for this battle.
Enemy vehicle destroyed.
This thing just... when you get a match like this, it just feels so good. BC will probably finish him off. Sweet. So that is the TL-7120 right now. I feel like it's going to get even better when you can put on that speed boost to just clear out some tanks and then get to the next part of the battle faster than other heavies. So, nice 3.2k damage battle. That game probably was on the top for our team. Yeah, and against tier 8s, as you saw, this thing was just buttering through everything. But yeah, that is all the time we have for today, but I hope you enjoy the look at these tanks before the tier 9 balance changes. Just real quick, over the rest of these tanks, T-54 E1, look at this armor adjustment. It's so funny. Everything's getting, for the most part better. So it's just gonna be more of a troll tank to hit. So I think overall it's gonna be better for it, because it's right now you just kind of point and shoot at the tank as it stands now. So that's going to be interesting. Vickers, the reload time is reduced, so it's getting a DPM buff for sure. So that's cool to see. But the spaced armor plate in the front is going down. So that's like really, that's like the one thing that the Vickers had going for it in terms of armor that could be a little bit of a save in tough situations or from a distance. So now not so much if you've got premium APCR or just high pen AP or APCR shells. Centurion Mark 7-1 traverse speed increased, so just more mobile, but the penetration on the AP shells decreased, so like by 10. So that's I don't know. Was it really suffering in the traverse speed? Not a tank I play a lot, so I'm not sure. But I wish I could play the Conqueror before and after, but I mean, gun reload time. Look at this, reduced from 10 to 9, basically. And just 8.9, so you're shaving off more than a second. This thing is already strong, and its forward reverse speed is being increased. This thing is going to be fun because it's got the Hess shells. So Conqueror is going to be conquering. It's going to be fun. Going to definitely have to play that one after the update. Now we move to the tanks for Germany. The E50 hull speed increasing from whole traverse speed, so we'll see. Just a minor difference, but better for sure. Gun reload time is reduced and the dispersion is increasing, so not as good dispersion. Let's see what the armor it's looking like on this one. It's getting way better. I don't know, the E50 and the E50M is just, these tanks are just crazy good now. So definitely buff for that. Leopard, I don't know why the Leopard is getting like worse. Less, sorry, it's getting a little bit more HP, but the top thing going for it, which was speed, that's being reduced to quite a bit. I mean, look at this, from 130 to 104. That's a big percentage difference. And then 104 to 87, like, whoa, not good. View range increased by 5 meters, like, whatever. And then for the Top Gun, the reload time is increased and the penetration is less. Goodbye, Tier 9 Leopard. Next one, the Mouse for Tier 9. Mouse, I don't know how to pronounce that. I'll just call it the Mouse in Tier 9. Reload time was reduced, so it's getting a DPM buff. View range decreased, whatever. Armor from 240 to 250, so up by 10. That's going to be pretty significant in that when you turn your turret, you're not going to be instant end on these turret cheeks here. You'll be able to get to red a lot faster without having to move your turret as far over. Kampfpanzer 70 gun depression increased a degree. When something goes from 5 to 6 or 6 to 7, that's going to be significant for the tank. Still not anything crazy, but the 7 degrees is going to be well worth it, especially if you're hold down. I mean, that's really the only point that you would use 7 degrees of any gun depression is if you're a little bit hold down. So anyway, gonna be super nice. It's also gonna be nice to when you're face hugging vehicles, which you want to do in this tank when you can. And then lastly, the E75 durability increased to 2,300, so it'll go up by 100. So that, to me, that's more of a significant buff. Reload time was reduced. E75 is already really strong, so this is looking like a buff. The dispersion is increased, so not as good of a gun, but we'll see how it plays out. And then view range decreased. I don't know, an extra 100 hit points on a super strong tank as it is. I feel like that's a buff, especially for a little bit better gun reload time. And because you're in a slow heavy, it's not like you're going to be sniping tanks from very far away. So the dispersion at 100 meters isn't going to be as needed. But I mean, from 0.6 to 0.36 to 0.38, over time I'll have a better feel for what those numbers really mean, but I just want to play the tank and see. So that is it for today's stream. I hope you enjoyed watching this and hearing the commentary on these tier 9 changes. And Thursday for sure, I don't know about tomorrow, but Thursday we'll be playing these tier 9 tanks as the new update will be out then for these tanks. So until then, I hope you have a good rest of your day or your evening, whichever it is for you, and take care, y'all.